We are taking just a brief moment to test our audio. We'll be live soon. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the Looper Speech and Hearing Center Board of Directors and Kathy Edwards, our President and CEO, I am pleased to welcome you to our virtual fundraising event, Gardens and Grill Masters. We are so pleased to have you joining us tonight. My name is Katie McCreary-Scarborough, and I'm the audiologist here at Looper Speech and Hearing Center. This is the first time we have ever done a virtual fundraiser or a virtual auction or even a live stream, so please bear with us. There are bound to be some hiccups, so thank you for your patience. Okay. Tonight we will be displaying all of our auction items, as well as thanking our lovely donors and sponsors here tonight. So before we get to the main event, we want to take a minute to show you how Looper Speech and Hearing Center makes a difference to the lives of individuals with speech, language, swallowing, and hearing disorders in your community.
Looper Speech and Hearing Center is a not-for-profit established to serve the needs of our community in the areas of speech and language, originally established in 1969. Most of your speech and language development occurs within your life. So if you take that that are impaired, language delay, their development is slower. So all that's developed should occur. So early age allows us to provide needed treatment in order for the success.
There's much speed. I'd be putting about 3 words right now. I'm just one word. The motivation. What motivates 3-year-old? So I a cup. I put in a book. Monkey. So it's
The past station fortunate enough there's a fortunate to be able to need it. Donate individual towards providing buddy for the service sliding $10 that fears help our services our community providing the money that you give to Looper Speech and Hearing Center gives children the ability to
Good evening, everybody. If you were joining us earlier here, we apologize for our streaming issues. Just like I promised, I was sure we were going to have a few hiccups, given that this is our first live stream. In case you missed it, we would like to welcome everybody to Looper Speech and Hearing Center's virtual fundraiser, Gardens and Grill Masters. My name is Katie McCreary-Scarborough, and tonight we're going to be showing you all of our different auction items, announcing the winners, as well as thanking our sponsors. But before we do that, we just want to show you how your support makes a difference in your community.
Looper Speech and Hearing Center is a not-for-profit established to serve the needs of our community in the areas of speech and language, originally established in 1969. Most of your speech and language development occurs within the first 5 years of your life. So if you take that away and you have children that are hearing impaired, language delayed, their development is slower. So all that development that should occur is not occurring. So being able to get these kids at a very early age allows us to provide needed treatment in order for them to be successful as they enter into kindergarten.
There's a child who doesn't have much speech. He is 3 and he should be putting about 3 words together by now. He sometimes uses 1 word. The key to acquiring language is motivation. What motivates a 3-year-old? Cookies. So I place a cookie underneath a cup, and then I put a cup on top of that cup, and a book, and a monkey, and my keys, and my glasses. And so it's up to the child to tell me what to move. So he's got to figure out prepositions, he's got to figure out directions, he has to figure out the vocabulary. So I've put all the pieces there, but he has to put all the pieces together to get the cookie.
For Callie, well, she gets swallow therapy, and so her therapy focuses on increasing her ability to be able to eat successfully without things going into the wrong direction. Right now, when she eats, food goes into her lungs instead of into her stomach. So she's never ate like you and I have. She only receives all her nutrition from a feeding tube in her stomach. So what we're working on is for her to be able to eat from the spoon without getting choked or gagging or coughing, showing any signs that things are going down the wrong direction, as well as drinking from a cup.
We are fortunate in that there's very few towns in the United States that have a speech and hearing center. So within the past few years, many have lost their speech and hearing center. So we're down to about 45 centers nationwide that are fortunate enough to have a speech and hearing center. So being a small town in Georgia, we're very fortunate to be able to provide services that are needed in our community. We have donations that we appreciate through individuals, through corporations. All of that goes towards providing services. So being able to provide somebody that cannot afford a service, the service, and put them onto a sliding scale, they may pay $5, $10 for a service that may be $100. People that are here and receiving the services, we need the help to be able to cover our services. A lot of our services are not an insurance covered service. So the more we get help from our community, the more our community benefits by being active members within the society here. The money that you give to Looper Speech and Hearing Center gives children the ability to be an active member in our society, make progress in school, and grow into young adults that will be beneficial to everyone around here. Thank you for your generosity.
Your support really does make a difference in our community. Now, on to the auction items. The first item we have up here is a $500 Furniture of Dalton gift card here, perfect for giving your home a little refresh or makeover for the holidays here. The winner of this $500 gift card is Ms. Julie Brumlow. Thank you, Ms. Brumlow, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center, and thank you, Furniture of Dalton, for providing this wonderful auction item for us. Item number 2. Takes just a minute here because it's a big one. Is our Dyna-Glo 2-burner propane gas grill. So you'll be cooking with gas with this gas grill here, which has 2 gas burners. It has porcelain coated grates that help make cleanup a breeze, and you'll be cooking in no time with this grill. The winner of this gas grill is Ahmed Flores. Thank you, Ahmed, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center, and thank you to the Dalton Home Depot for donating this item. Item number 3 is our Blue Rhino stainless steel 3-burner gas grill here, along with tongs, spatula, and fork. Whether you're grilling burgers, brats, or vegetables, you're going to have plenty of space with this grill since it has 340 square inches of cooking space, plus a warming rack, so it'll all be warm and ready to go for you when you're ready to eat. Thanks to the Dalton Lowe's for donating this item for us. The winner of this gas grill is Jeff Romine. Thank you, Mr. Romine, for your support of Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Coming up next here is item number 4, this Yeti cooler. This Yeti cooler was sponsored by Jack's Pawn Shop, so thank you to Jack's Pawn Shop for donating this item for us. Whether it's a picnic in the park with the family or a fishing trip with the guys, this Yeti is going to get the job done. It is super tough, UV ray resistant, water resistant. It's going to get the job done for you. The winner of this Yeti cooler is Mr. Keith Woodison. Thank you, Mr. Woodison, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Now that we're partway through our auction items here, we would like to take just a moment to thank all of the organizations and individuals who donated auction items for us here today.
Hi, my name is Karina.
And I'm Amy, and we are the front office staff at Looper Speech and Hearing Center.
This event would not be possible without the generous donations of auction items from organizations, corporations, and individuals in our community.
In particular, we would like to thank Furniture of Dalton, the Dalton Home Depot, the Dalton Lowe's, Jevons Ace Hardware, and Fiddleheads Garden Center.
We would also like to thank the Fort Oglethorpe Home Depot, the Fort Oglethorpe Lowe's, Head Pro Eric at Knob North, Bloom Spa, and St. Ives Realty.
Several members of Looper's Board of Directors have stepped up with the item donations to help make this event possible. Thanks to Michelle Hurley, Jeff Romine and his wife Cindy, Carrie Wooten and his wife Tracy, and Spencer Wyatt.
We also can't forget Looper's President and CEO, Kathy Edwards.
Without your generous item donations, this virtual auction event would not be possible. Thank you for your support.
Thank you to all of our item donors. Next up here, we have our tailgate grill package. Let's get that on in here. Featuring the cutest little Weber grill you have ever seen, as well as all sorts of accessories. You have your charcoal, your lighter fluid, your burger press, and your nonstick grill wipes. So this is everything you could need for good eating before the big game here. The winner of this tailgate grill package, which was sponsored by Jevons Ace Hardware, is Mr. James Mayberry. Thank you, Mr. Mayberry, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. All right, next up, we have Golf for 4 at Knob North. Special thank you to Head Pro Eric up at Knob North for donating this opportunity for us here today. The winner of this golf outing at Knob North is Miss Brienne Terry. Thank you, Miss Terry, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Number 7's a big one here. All sorts of goodies. Next up here, we have our grilling basket. This has everything you could possibly need for the big barbecue, and this basket was actually put together by Looper Speech and Hearing Center. So the winner of our grilling basket is Mr. Jim Nielsen. Thank you, Mr. Nielsen, for supporting Looper. We got another big one here with lots of goodies here. This has my actual favorite item of the entire auction. They're just coming slow and steady. Perfect. Alrighty. So this is our tailgate basket here. My favorite item in the entire auction is this adorable football-shaped crock pot here, perfect for all of your dips before the big game. You also have your cooler, you have your pads for the bleachers, you have your grilling utensils, you got your red Solo cups. What else could you need? The winner of our tailgate basket is Mr. Jeffrey Kuhn. Thank you, Mr. Kuhn, for your donation and support. We'd like to take just a moment to thank one of our gold level sponsors, Brooklyn Boutique.
Special thank you to our gold level sponsor, Brooklyn Boutique. This women's clothing boutique can be found on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/Brooklyn Boutique.
Thank you, Brooklyn Boutique. For our next item here, the birds will be flocking to your yard with this wonderful bird feeder package, complete with the cardinal food that you need to invite all sorts of little birdies for your viewing pleasure. This was provided by Looper board member Carrie Wooten and his wife Tracy. So thank you to Carrie and Tracy for this item here. The winner of this bird feeder package is Mr. Keith Woodison. Thank you, Mr. Woodison, for your support. And next up here, we have this lovely terrarium. It doesn't look all that exciting now, but Fiddleheads, who donated this terrarium to us, is going to fill it up with all sorts of greenery and goodies, so this is sure to be a statement centerpiece. The winner of this terrarium is Mr. Zachary Scarber. Thank you, Mr. Scarber, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. And thank you, Fiddleheads, for donating this item.
At Fiddleheads Garden Center, hospitality is our top priority. Our small business aims to go above and beyond to ensure that we exceed expectations. Pay us a visit and come be part of our ever-growing Fiddleheads family.
Thanks again to Fiddleheads for your donation. Next up here, we have a weekend getaway in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Get away from it all in East Tennessee, just in time to watch the leaves change for fall. This was donated by Looper board member Michelle Hurley. So thank you, Michelle, for providing this opportunity for our lucky winner, Mr. Jim Nielsen. Thank you, Mr. Nielsen, for supporting Looper. Next up here, we have our, next up here is item number 12. That is our mini facial. So if you're anything like me, you will take any opportunity to kick back and relax, and this mini facial will give you just that opportunity. This was donated by Bloom Spa. So thank you, Bloom Spa, for donating this mini facial. The winner of this facial is Miss Emily Webb. Thank you, Miss Webb, for supporting Looper. Next up here, we have a fall basket. I actually call this our Harvest Hostess basket because it's full of all sorts of things you need to decorate and to make a good soiree for your friends this harvest season here. So this was actually put together by Looper Speech and Hearing Center. And the winner of this fall basket is Mr. Junior Ergel. Thank you, Mr. Ergel, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Next up here, also put together by Looper Speech and Hearing Center, is a basket full of Christmas goodies. You have your cookie plate here, you have all sorts of Christmas decor, so perfect for getting together with the grandkids and having a little cookie date. The winner of our Christmas basket here is Mr. Jeffrey Kuhn. Thank you, Mr. Kuhn, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Alrighty. Here comes another big one. Yeah. Next up here, take a load off with this gorgeous pair of Adirondack chairs that were sponsored by Looper Speech and Hearing Center's own president and CEO, Kathy Edwards. The winner of these Adirondack chairs is Mr. Keith Woodison. Thank you, Mr. Woodison. Okay. Next up here, we have our $100 gift card to Longhorn Steakhouse. This was provided by Looper Speech and Hearing Center board member Spencer Wyatt. So thank you, Spencer, for giving us this opportunity here. The winner of some good eats is Miss Melissa Osborne. Thank you, Miss Osborne, for your support. Earlier in the stream, we showed you how Looper Speech and Hearing Center makes a difference in the lives of children with speech, language, swallowing, and hearing disorders. Next up, take a peek at how Looper Speech and Hearing Center helps adults with hearing difficulties meet their listening goals.
My name's Carl Parker. I was having a problem hearing, and I come over here and I got these hearing aids, and it's been real wonderful. I can hear things that I hadn't even been used to hearing. I sit on my porch and I hear the birds chirping all the time.
And I'm Patricia Parker. I'm Carl's wife, and I didn't think that he would ever be able to hear again. His hearing was almost nothing, and when she gave him the test, and she said she thought there was something she could do to help him. It's a whole lot more than I would ever expected.
Oh, it's real good.
And there's a difference in him. He did go with his head down all the time, but now he's like perked up again. He's got a little personality, and it's just been real good. It really gave me hope.
I would suggest anybody to come over here that needs them and get you some hearing aids. It's a real good place to get them.
We always enjoy hearing such nice, kind words from our patients. Next up here is actually our exotic golf bag. We do not have it in the office because it's going to be shipped directly to the winner. This was also sponsored by Looper board member Spencer Wyatt. So thank you, Spencer, for providing this golf bag here and making sure it gets shipped to the lucky winner, who is Mr. James Mayberry. Thank you, Mr. Mayberry, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. Next up here, we have some grilling tools. Again, these are Weber grilling tools here. So we got a good spatula and fork, as well as an oven mitt and a pair of tongs here. When it's Weber, you know it is excellent quality here. These items were donated from the Fort Oglethorpe Home Depot. So thank you to Fort Oglethorpe Home Depot for providing these items for us here. The winner of these items is Mr. Jeffrey Kuhn. Thank you, Mr. Kuhn, for supporting Looper. And next up here, we have a handful of garden tools here. This was sponsored by the Lowe's in Fort Oglethorpe, so thank you, Fort O Lowe's, for providing all these gardening tools here. If you are anything like me, your summer garden has descended into that kind of madness that happens before fall, and you're gonna need all these items. You have your shears, you have your loppers, you have your trowel, you have your gardening gloves, everything you need to get the garden back under control. The winner of these garden items is Mr. Jim Nielsen. So thank you, Mr. Nielsen, for supporting Looper. With just a few more items left to announce here, we would like to take a minute to thank all of our wonderful event sponsors. We couldn't have done it without you.
Hello, I'm Allie Ergel, and I'm a speech-language pathologist at Looper Speech and Hearing Center. We would like to take this opportunity to extend a sincere, heartfelt thank you to all of our event sponsors. Your support really does change lives and makes our community a better place for those individuals with swallowing, speech, language, and hearing disorders. To our platinum level sponsors, Shaw Industries, Mike and Vicki Jones, and Mohawk, we appreciate your dedication to supporting our mission. To our gold level sponsors, Brooklyn Boutique and Carlton and Don Beard, your generosity makes a difference in the lives of our patients. And finally, to our silver level sponsors, John Cowart and Chuck Upchurch. Your contributions make such a difference. Thanks for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center.
We also need to extend a special thank you to Looper board members Jeff Romine and his wife Cindy, as well as to board member Sherry Hidalgo and her husband Daniel. They were both silver level sponsors here. So we didn't quite have time to sneak them into the video, but special thanks to them as well. We have just a few more items here. For our next two items, we have two $50 gift cards to Aaliyah Italian Restaurant. Nothing says fall like some good, warm Italian food here. The winner of actually both these gift cards is Mr. Jeffrey Kuhn. So thank you, Mr. Kuhn. And these items were sponsored by Jeff Romine and his wife, Cindy. So thank you to them for sponsoring these items, and congratulations, Mr. Kuhn. And last but not least here, we have two Yeti bottles here. If you are around our office, you know that we love Yeti because there is nothing that will keep your sweet tea colder through a 9-hour workday than a Yeti bottle. The winner of both of these Yeti bottles here is Miss Brienne Terry. So thank you, Miss Terry, for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center, and thank you to St. Ives Realty for donating these bottles here. Alrighty, that is all for our auction items. Congratulations to all of the auction winners, and thank you for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. You helped make this event our biggest success yet. Our final number, the final amount of money that we raised between sponsorships and donations is $17,056. So thank you so much for your support. Without you, we would not be able to make communication possible every day. Before we end the stream here tonight, we just want to give one last great big heartfelt thank you to everybody who supported this fundraiser, whether it was through item donation or monetary donations, event sponsorship, or by bidding in the auction. You helped make all of this possible. Thank you.
For over 50 years, Looper Speech and Hearing Center has been able to provide reduced cost speech, language, swallowing, and hearing services to individuals in need in our community. That's all thanks to supporters like you. You help us make communication possible every day.
Thank you so much for helping Looper Speech and Hearing provide speech, language, swallowing, and hearing services to those most in need in our community.
Thank you for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center.
Hey everybody, I want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors for Looper Speech and Hearing event, Gardens and Grill Masters. Take it from a former single mom of a child who needed these services. Your money will not go to waste. Thank you so much for supporting this wonderful cause.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much for your continued support.
Gracias por apoyarnos.
I'm Kim Priest on the Looper Speech and Hearing Board of Directors. I want to thank each of you that have donated to Looper this year. No matter how big or small the donation, it is greatly appreciated and will help others in their journey. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for supporting Looper Speech and Hearing Center. You make a difference.